As a huge Jackson guitars enthusiast and an old JS series guitar user, today we have to talk about JS series Jackson guitars again. You know, in the past I said lots of negative things about these guitars, these JS series guitars, and still I'm okay with most of these comments, but today we have to talk about the JS32 guitars again, because for the first time I tried a JS32 from Indonesia. You know, I always thought they produced these guitars in China after the end of the production in India, and you know, my first Jackson guitar was an JS32 King VT model, and it was from India, and I purchased that guitar in 2010, but this guitar is from Indonesia and probably it's from the Semic factory, because after searching about these guitars I saw some pictures of serial numbers which are start with ISJ, which states the Indonesian Semic factory, and this guitar make me wanna investigate more about these guitars. You know, I'm not happy with the QC issues of the Chinese factory, actually the lower series of Jackson guitars in general. For a long time we were able to feel the lack of the quality because of their cheap materials. You know, it was everywhere. You can feel it on the neck, you can feel it on the end of the frets, on the binding, or you can see it on the reflection of the finish, or after a few years you can see it as rust marks on the hardware. But today we have a guitar from 2019 and its condition is still nice and it feels nice. It kinda feels like a Pro series from the same factory, same Semic factory, and I have some issues about those Pro series guitars too, because their predecessors, the Pro series guitars from the World Music Factory, you know, the guitars with the IWJ serials, and those were magnificent, and the Semic factory can't keep up with the quality of those guitars, those Pro series guitars. However, for a guitar with a price tag below $400, this guitar feels great. And now let's talk about its specifications and let's check this in detail. Most of the time I check the frets first, and for a 5-year-old guitar the condition of the frets are great. Still I can feel the end of the frets. I'm not happy with it, and I can bump into this situation even on the Pro series Jacksons, and I'm really upset with this situation. But for a guitar with this price you can just pay a few bucks to the guitar tech just to handle this issue. And let's talk about the binding. It's not that plastic, but it's not that good either. But still we can't compare this guitar with a USA Select or an old Jackson from Japan. But compared to the JS32s from China, the binding, the feel of the binding is great. And also I'm really happy with the polish of the neck. You know, in these days most of the entry guitars have a satin feeling, and probably it's because of the lack of sanding. But no matter what, this thing feels better compared to other JS32s from China. And let's talk about finish. You know, we have no bevels, no some fancy paint job. It's a simple solid color, and it's hard to find an issue when it comes to this type of finish beside the polish. You know, most of the time you can find some orange peel type of reflection on the paint. It's also because of the sanding quality of the polish, but the reflection of this guitar is really good. I hope you can see it. Also on this guitar we have poplar body instead of basswood. You know, they produced the JS32s and X series from basswood for a long time, and besides that we have maple neck and emerald fretboard. And when it comes to the bridge, pickups and tuners, we have entry-level great hardware on the guitar, and it's fine, it's okay, because you are purchasing a guitar with a price tag below $400. But in my home country we can purchase this guitar for probably $700 or $800 thanks to our government and our tax regulations. And now let's check the tone of this guitar and let's talk about it more while playing. In this video I will play this guitar with my ENGL Fireball 100, and the signal of this amplifier goes to the Mesa rectifier 4x12 cabinet, and we have a Shure SM57 which is placed as half cap and half tone. Also we have 5 strings on this guitar, because yesterday the string of this thing just went off on my live stream. By the way, I start streaming on Kick, especially for my Turkish viewers. You know, I want to keep this channel as international as it can be. Because of it I'm making my videos in English, but also lots of my Turkish friends and viewers want some Turkish content, so to connect with them even better I start streaming on Kick. So if you can follow my Kick channel, that would be really helpful. Also I hope you already subscribe the channel and like this video. And now let's hook the guitar and let's hear it. I played this guitar without the audio, probably I wouldn't be able to say the exact model of the guitar. Also probably I shouldn't feel the ball tone too, but when it comes to the tone, I can instantly feel and hear the muddiness and the lack of clarity, and simply it's the issue of entry-level guitars. It's not about this guitar, but probably when we are criticizing these guitars, we are forgetting the true purpose of these guitars. You know, these guitars aren't meant to be used on iconic records or huge stages. Instead of it, we can use these guitars for a decent practice or as a song maker. And now let's hear it more. Also, there is another issue. Hope you can hear the ringing. To avoid these, we can use these Kleenexes. Much better. I know it's not looking that fancy, but it's the solution. I'm not saying it's happening because it's cheap, but probably it's happening because it's cheap. By the way, I'll dial the amplifier on noon position, and now let me dial it to my taste. You know, if you are playing an ENGL amplifier, you have to hear the saturated crash in top end with the punchy low end. And now let's hear the clean tones of the guitar. I know it's a cheap guitar, but it can be a good companion for practices, for some demo purposes, or for some local gigs maybe, but still it may need a little bit of upgrades such as pickups. But still, I wouldn't trust this guitar for a proper recording session or for a huge concert. But it's not also the purpose of these guitars. But also I have to mention it, I'm not happy with the Chinese version of this guitar. Those guitars feel worse compared to this guitar. It's not the worst entry-level guitar I've ever played. Also, the condition after 5 years is great. I hope this video will give you some insight to help you to pick the best Jackson guitar for you. And this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you enjoyed, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to leave your opinions in the comment section. Till the next video, see ya.